Standardized tests have done a couple of things, good and bad. I'm going to answer the question from that framework. The good thing, prior to No Child Left Behind and the standardized tests that all states are now participating in, we never knew how African Americans were performing. The data was never disaggregated to know how African American males, and particularly African American males, African Americans as a whole, are performing on the standards that we expect students to know and understand at the end of the school year. Our private industry companies were saying, we are graduating children who are not prepared to go to work in our various industries. And so as a result of that, we never knew prior to 2002 where our students were performing, how they were performing, until No Child Left Behind was rolled out. When No Child Left Behind was rolled out, then we got a chance to see how African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, special education students, economically disadvantaged students are performing, so we know where to focus our resources on improving them. That's the one positive thing. The one negative thing that someone could say, certainly now teachers are under such stress and pressure that they are teaching to the test to some degree because they don't want their class or their students in their classroom to fail. That's probably a large part of the challenge that we have in our schools, and teachers have to realize if they're teaching, if good teaching is occurring, kids are going to understand these minimum standards that our statewide assessments are asking us to achieve. They're not really putting pressure on teachers to ask them to be, to excel beyond the standards. They're just saying, when you pass that statewide assessment, whether it's in Ohio, Texas, Florida, or whatever state that we're functioning in, you've met the minimum standard. And minimum standards are certainly what we want anyone to do. Beyond that, once we look at the state of our challenge when the cultural context of our society changes by 2020, what type of child will be leading our country? Will we have competent, literate people who certainly are capable in stepping into the leadership roles because we are going to be in the majority culture in our society? Or will we have incompetent people who are not capable by 2020, which is certainly a blink away? And that's the challenge that I see we're looking at as we confront the standardized assessments in the state. So on the one hand, it's a good thing. It exposed us to where we're performing, what resources need to be focused on the students who need them the most.